Tonight's headlines. Korea dispute escalates with a confrontation in the sky. Investigators hope big al-Qaeda bust will stop major attacks. U.S. says Iraq war without Turkish bases would be hellish. Also tonight, hunting down a dictator. It was difficult enough to find Noriega. It may be even harder to find Saddam. Unsolved mysteries. What's killing animals at one of America's most famous zoos? And what's melting the ice in the land of deep freezes?
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Just as the United States is running into more problems in preparing for war with Iraq, there is increasing concern that this country could be headed for another military confrontation, this one with North Korea. The United States is lodging a formal protest over what it says was a provocative new action by the North. MiG fighter jets yesterday intercepted, harassed, and implicitly threatened a U.S. military aircraft that was in international airspace on what's described as a routine Air Force reconnaissance flight. CBS News' David Martin has details on the worsening situation with North Korea.
4 North Korean MiGs intercepted a U.S. reconnaissance plane over the Sea of Japan, at one point coming within 50 feet of the American aircraft. U.S. officials say the RC-135, which goes by the codename Cobra Ball, was more than 100 miles off the coast of North Korea, well into international airspace, and at the outer range of the North Korean jets, which apparently had been positioned at a coastal airfield for the specific purpose of intercepting the American plane. Officials say the MiGs flew alongside the RC-135 for 20 minutes, and that the ground controller for the North Korean jets ordered the pilots to arm their air-to-air missiles, but not to fire. One of the MiGs locked onto the American plane with his fire control radar. Another rocked his wings as if ordering the RC-135 to follow him. But the U.S. aircraft continued on its route, and the MiGs, probably low on fuel, broke off. U.S. officials are certain the incident, which occurred on Sunday, was not a case of hot-dogging by the North Korean pilots, but a well-planned operation ordered by the leaders of North Korea. The last time the North Koreans intercepted a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft was 1969, when they shot down a Navy plane, killing all 31 aboard. U.S. officials are now considering providing armed fighter escorts for all future reconnaissance missions off North Korea. The purpose of the missions is to monitor North Korean missile tests and to keep track of activity at the nuclear complex where the North Koreans recently started up a reactor that can produce plutonium for nuclear weapons. The Bush administration has insisted the building crisis caused by the startup of the North Korean nuclear program can be handled by diplomacy. But increasingly, it is edging into a military confrontation. Even before Sunday's intercept, Defense Secretary Rumsfeld approved a major buildup of U.S. forces in range of North Korea, ordering 24 long-range bombers to the Pacific island of Guam. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
The U.S. military's other immediate concern is, of course, the long-looming showdown with Saddam Hussein. Here are today's developments. UN inspectors said Iraq has destroyed 6 more prohibited missiles and promises a full report, quote, soon, on how it destroyed its chemical weapons. Last night and today, U.S. and British jets responded to Iraqi anti-aircraft fire by striking military sites near Basra. Iraq claimed those strikes killed 6 civilians and wounded 15. And the U.S. Army ordered 17,000 troops from Fort Hood in Texas to join the buildup near Iraq. As for problems, the Army is still waiting to learn where to send a much larger force, thousands who were headed to Turkey until the Turkish parliament suddenly and surprisingly said no. CBS's Richard Roth is in Ankara.
Despite Turkey's decision blocking deployment of 62,000 U.S. troops, a few GIs today were moving closer to the Iraqi border. But for now, military sources tell CBS News American troops, along with 30 ships offshore, will wait, hoping Turkey hurries up and reconsiders. If it doesn't, the 101st Airborne Division, now arriving in Kuwait, could be used to secure northern Iraq, the sources say, but the logistics of an air assault would be, quote, hellish. The U.S. can win a war without Turkey's help, but experts say it could be longer and more bloody. Turkey's government says there's no decision yet to try a second vote in parliament, but politicians insist the alliance with America remains strong.
The vote in the Turkish parliament should not be considered as an anti-American vote. It is an anti-war vote, totally.
Even so, in the aftermath now, there's criticism here the U.S. hurt its own cause during drawn-out negotiations, with ultimatums and arrogance, and demands the Turks resented. There are complaints America's offer of billions in aid came with too many strings. Tax-free fuel for military hardware, for instance, was part of the deal. But some Turks say America pushed too hard, insisting on a similar tax break for every soldier shopping here.
Translated into common English or Turkish, they will buy their hamburger or beer free. I mean, are they going to a colony or something?
A jolt today that could make Turkey think again. Its stock market dropped 12%, reflecting worry about the cost of war, even if it doesn't fight one. Richard Roth, CBS News, Ankara.
The United States is relieved and hopeful about what's being hailed as a major victory in the war on terror, the capture of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the man who reportedly actually ran al-Qaeda, the man believed to have thought up and planned the September 11th attack on America. He was literally caught in his sleep in Pakistan Saturday morning, even as he allegedly was planning new attacks. CBS's Jim Stewart reports investigators hope this arrest will lead to more.
The second-floor bedroom where Mohammed was sleeping looks like it's been shaken apart. CIA and Pakistani agents hit the two-story villa hard, bashing in doors and sweeping up anything of interest. Family members said everyone was asleep when they came.
In the middle of the night at 3 o'clock, 20 to 25 people raided the house. We can't say anything else. We can just call it raided the house.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was caught in his underwear. It was his birthday, and the 38-year-old spent it under intense interrogation. Officials suggest the noose had been tightening for months. He'd been spotted near his old hometown in northwest Pakistan, just missed in Karachi last September, and then lived in Peshawar before settling in Rawalpindi near Islamabad several weeks ago, where he was captured. Sources say he was quickly taken to a U.S. base in Afghanistan and will soon be en route to a second undisclosed location. U.S. officials say they have already recovered substantial information since the arrest and are moving quickly to follow up the leads. Analysts say they can't move quickly enough.
This is a critical period because it is during this period that almost all the Al-Qaeda leaders and cell leaders who are in direct contact with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed will start to move.
Officials say they recovered a laptop computer in the house as well as cell phones and notebooks that belong to Mohammed. Names, telephone numbers, addresses, and financial information are being examined. Officials suggest some of the information leads back to the United States, which just came off terrorist alert condition orange last week. Officials are more coy over whether Mohammed has given up any information about Osama bin Laden or his deputy, Dr. Ayman Zawahiri, the only two top figures left in a rapidly shrinking al-Qaeda.
Khalid reported directly to Osama bin Laden, and therefore he would certainly know the location of Osama bin Laden.
Officials suggest there may be more arrests soon, but not necessarily of bin Laden. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed personally knew or knew of al-Qaeda operatives and terrorists in as many as 98 countries. It's a good bet that none of them, and most certainly not bin Laden, feel any safer tonight. Dan.
Jim Stewart reporting live from Washington. Well, the terrorists shouldn't feel safer, but should you? CBS News correspondent Bob Orr looks tonight at the impact of the arrest of Mohammed on Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda terror network.
It was largely intelligence that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was planning new terrorist attacks against Americans, which prompted the government to raise the terror threat level just last month. So when word came of Mohammed's arrest, the Bush administration could hardly contain itself.
We're going to get them one at a time, and we just did, and we got a big one this past weekend.
Celebrating the capture of the 9/11 mastermind.
Let's just say it's been a good day for all around the world, except for al-Qaeda.
Analysts who've studied al-Qaeda's operations and attacks agree.
Al-Qaeda has taken a hit.
Retired CIA agent Milt Bearden says Mohammed has been key to the planning and execution of virtually every major al-Qaeda attack, going back to the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center. His capture may cripple al-Qaeda.
Pulling off another grandiose, horrible event like 9/11 might be that much more difficult. As a result, then the American people are a lot more safe today than they were last Friday.
Officials say grabbing Mohammed may be more important to the safety of Americans than getting Osama bin Laden himself. While bin Laden is the symbolic spiritual leader, it was Mohammed who coordinated the terror cells.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, I think, is infinitely more hands-on and is in control of the operations against us, each and every one.
With Mohammed's capture, officials believe al-Qaeda foot soldiers are on the run and may go underground. But experts warn the terror threat remains. The arrest could trigger attacks which have already been planned, or prompt other anti-American groups to attempt their own retaliation. Bob Orr, CBS News, Washington.
The world got a first look today at the design that's been selected for a memorial to victims of the 9/11 attack on the Pentagon. It includes benches engraved with the names of each of the 184 people killed. The benches will be placed on a 2-acre site near where terrorist hijackers crashed a jetliner into the U.S. military headquarters. And a new embassy was dedicated in Nairobi, Kenya today, 4.5 years after an al-Qaeda bombing there killed 219 people, 12 of them Americans. The new $68 million building is heavily fortified, and it stands more than 100 yards from the nearest road. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, how difficult would it be for U.S. invaders to capture Saddam? CBS News shows you the record on the last time U.S. forces grabbed a dictator.
If you have acid reflux disease, you know about the burning pain of heartburn.
But there's something about acid reflux that I didn't know.
Over time, that acid churning up can wear away the lining of your esophagus. And even if your heartburn symptoms aren't severe, the damage can be.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Your doctor knows about the purple pill called Nexium. For many people, just one prescription Nexium a day provides complete 24-hour day and night heartburn relief.
Complete heartburn relief.
And Nexium can heal even severe acid reflux erosions. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. So talk to your doctor and call this number for more information and a free trial offer from Nexium.
Relieve the heartburn, heal the damage. It's possible with the purple pill called Nexium.
I take care of myself. That's why I take my Oscal every day. It has the most concentrated form of calcium, so even though an Oscal tablet is smaller, it has about 60% more calcium than Citracal. Take good care of yourself. Don't take chances, take Oscal.
If you took the great taste of kettle corn and lowered the fat, that'd be smart. New Orville Redenbacher's Smart Pop Kettle Corn. 94% fat-free, 100% delicious. Pick up some Orville Redenbachers today and start popping smart.
Don't you love nursery's pollen? Look at that runny nose and those itchy eyes.
Yeah, ragweed, it doesn't get better than this.
Seasonal allergies live to make you miserable, but Allegra is specifically designed to block the histamine that triggers so many symptoms. Maybe that's why it's the #1 prescription antihistamine.
Looks like our little garden party's over.
You can thank Allegra for that.
For people 12 and over, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or back pain. Ask your doctor about Allegra.
Allegra schmalegra.
Allegra, so much relief for so many symptoms.
In 1935, Foxwood Farm started with one horse and a truck. The horse was a thoroughbred. The truck, a Chevy Suburban. Today, they have a few more horses. But there's still only one truck. Chevy Suburban. With an available 8.1-liter Vortec engine, it's capable of towing up to 6 tons, making it the best Suburban yet. Chevy Suburban, like a rock.
If the United States invades Iraq, one of the goals will be to capture Saddam Hussein. Despite the massive invasion force, that is no simple proposition if history is any judge. CBS's Wyatt Andrews reports on the challenge the U.S. faces when it sets out to catch Saddam.
The last time the U.S. launched an invasion to unseat a dictator, it was 1989, and the man was Manuel Noriega of Panama. You might think that in a country well known to the U.S. military and crawling with American spies, the Army had a lock on where Noriega was. But as the invasion began, neither the Army nor the CIA had a clue. When U.S. paratroopers were hitting the ground at the airport, where was Noriega?
Close by.
Close by?
He could see them landing. At that moment, he wasn't hiding at all. He was just sitting at a hotel bar, tossing a few drinks.
For 4 days, Noriega drove around Panama City, staying with friends, one step ahead of the Americans. During that embarrassing manhunt, America's top general at the time paid Noriega a backhanded tribute.
Got to give credit where credit is due. Mr. Noriega is a very skilled thug. He has eluded us. We're continuing to look for him.
What does Noriega's elusiveness in Panama City say about a hunt for Saddam in Baghdad, especially when Saddam, unlike Noriega, won't be surprised by an invasion?
I tell you, it's not easy to find a person that's able to move around.
Retired Army General Mark Cisneros, the deputy commander of the Panama invasion, says U.S. intelligence must do a better job tracking Saddam than it did tracking Noriega. How is it that U.S. forces did not know Noriega was that close to the airport?
In my view, special operations folks should have known that because we had plenty of ample time to get the targeting focus on it. It was not done.
Cisneros also warns that any manhunt in a city will be extremely dangerous business.
And that's where we lost the most of our soldiers.
Right. From snipers?
From snipers and night activity within the city. City fighting is hard. And a lot of people don't realize that there were more soldiers lost in combat in Panama, in actual combat, than were lost in Desert Storm.
Eventually, the noose encircling Noriega forced him to the Vatican embassy where he surrendered. But with no secret bunkers and no escape plan, the man who was the target of the American invasion was able to hide from American troops. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
In the Middle East today, Israeli tanks and troops struck a Palestinian refugee camp in the Gaza Strip. The pre-dawn raid killed 8 people and destroyed 4 houses. One was the home of a founder of the militant group Hamas. He was arrested with 5 of his sons, all said to be confirmed Hamas activists. You are watching the CBS Evening News, and up next, animals are dying at one of America's most popular zoos. Investigators want to know why.
Got a $50 bid. Can I get a 55? Oh, give me 55. Come on, I'll give you 55. I got a 125. Give me 125. Come on, I'll give you 125. I need a 125.
I've always talked fast and loved antiques. Then I got sick and I had to go on chemo. Doctor told me I might become anemic, maybe feel weak, but it slowed me right down. For the first time in 30 years, I was too tired to work. Time to go, Charlie. I had to get my strength back. I asked my doctor about Procrit.
Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. If you're on chemo and too tired to do the things you used to do, talk to your doctor about Procrit. Procrit helps rebuild red blood cells, and more red blood cells can mean more strength.
It's good to see you, Charlie. Good to be back.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo.
Okay, folks. Let's go.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
Yep, I got 2 speeds.
Winter in Middle Tennessee can mean drastic changes from one day to the next. Depend on the meteorologist in the Storm 5 Weather Center for the most accurate winter weather forecast available. Only on News Channel 5. Your news and information leader.
Wish your dentures were this comfortable? Bob's denture adhesive is C-Bond.
Bought it for hold, love it for comfort.
Only C-Bond clings wall to wall with 3 strong adhesives in a thin velvet soft wafer. No gaps, no ooze. C-Bond, buy it for hold.
Love it for comfort.
And to help get dentures their absolute cleanest, try C-Bond Denture Brush. It's the #1 denture brush brand, C-Bond.
Why make X-Lax your milk of magnesia? It has the mint flavor Philips users prefer. It's the only one that comes in chocolate and raspberry cream and guarantees relief by 8 a.m. or your money back. Gentle, cramp-free X-Lax milk of magnesia. The right choice. Agree or it's free.
Powerful new Silverado is here. Still available with the 340 horse Vortec V8.
Christopher looks like a typical second grader, but his mother says he's not.
The rage is so strong I can't control this 8-year-old.
Is it another childhood disorder, or are doctors making excuses for children who misbehave? Eye on America, tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
On the CBS Market Watch, a possible sign of more trouble ahead for the U.S. economy. The government says consumers cut their spending in January for the first time in 4 months. War worries, among other things, since stock prices lower today. The Dow lost 53 points, the Nasdaq 17. Investigators are second nature to official Washington, but there's rarely been one like this. The focus is a world-class tourist attraction, the National Zoo. CBS's Cheryl Atkinson reports why investigators are there hunting for answers.
What normally grabs attention at the National Zoo are the ravenous pandas, chattering gibbons, and 4 impressive births in 2 years, including Condola, the baby elephant. But now a mysterious trend is baffling zoo fans and critics alike, a rash of animal deaths. A bobcat, kangaroo, seal, lion, tiger, 2 giraffes, 2 red pandas, and a hippo. Amid the deaths, there are now questions about how the animals were cared for. Critics say in some cases the animals died needlessly because of misdiagnosis or mismanagement on the part of zoo officials. The head of the zoo insists it's a normal life cycle for a zoo with hundreds of mammals.
All of the animals that have died, with the exception of the red pandas, which shouldn't have happened, died of either old age or disease.
The pandas were poisoned when caretakers put toxic pellets in their pen to kill rats. Because of it, Spellman forced out 2 top employees and said she'll hire a general curator. But she was evasive on whether other animals also died due to human blunders. Do you think the red pandas were the only cases in which there was some sort of fault on the part of people at the zoo?
The actions I've taken are specific to the red panda incident.
You're not saying yes or no?
My feeling is this organization needs a position of a general curator.
Spellman said there were no other deaths besides the ones we asked about. But shortly after our interview, it was revealed that last summer, rampant rats killed at least 6 prairie dogs, half the exhibit. The National Zoo is part of the Smithsonian Institution and has little independent oversight. But Congress has now asked Spellman to appear at routine hearings on the Smithsonian this week. Meantime, zoo officials are working to put more emphasis on their fantastic births than their untimely deaths. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News. News of science, nature, and climate. This should be solid ice this time of year, but it isn't. A gaping mystery in the land of 10,000 lakes. Next.
The CBS Evening News and tonight's Eye on America segment are sponsored by Aflac. Ask about it at work.
And now by the authority vested
So young, naive. I bet they don't have a clue.
Or that insurance.
What insurance?
The one that pays you cash if you're sick and can't work.
What one's that?
The name is...
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
This is good news for denture wearers.
It's Polygrip's new ooze control tip. Unlike round tips, it's shaped to spread a flat ribbon for less ooze.
With the ooze control tip, it's much easier.
Super Polygrip's new tip, less ooze. It's big news.
Hey, Bob. Hey. You get a new haircut?
No.
Hey, Bob. Hey. Did you lose weight?
Your jacket, Bob?
Nope. What's different? He finally asked his doctor about Viagra. Ready to ask your doctor about Viagra for the first time? Find out if a free sample is right for you. To learn more, visit Viagra.com.
Called the sitter, walked the dog, and I saw the doctor.
Ask your doctor and see the difference.
What's this?
Breakfast.
It's kind of early, buddy.
You guys need to take some cholesterol off of you.
Honey, have you been reading the Cheerios box again?
You got that off the box?
Cheerios is still the only leading cold cereal clinically proven to reduce cholesterol to help your heart.
That was very thoughtful of you. Very early, but very thoughtful.
Cheerios, good for the heart.
Still scratching that itchy scalp? Scratching isn't healthy for it. Maximum Strength Scalpicin promotes a healthier scalp. It stops itching, stops scratching. Clear, odorless, with the medicine doctors recommend. Promote a healthier scalp with Scalpicin.
You're not going to take a PM to help you fall asleep.
Huh?
Well, do you have a backache? Headache? How about fever? Then why take a PM with an extra medicine commonly used to treat aches, pains, and fever?
Oh.
Unisom Sleep Gels has the same amount of the same ingredient to help you fall asleep without the extra medicine. So, when you just need sleep, safe, non-habit-forming Unisoms just...
Tonight on News Channel 5 at 6, our crew is on assignment with 101st Airborne in Kuwait. We'll have the latest on what the troops are doing there tonight at 6.
Brutal cold air blasted into the Northeast and the Midwest today. Michigan posted record lows. Just a few hundred miles west, the talk about climate topic is a growing mystery on ice. CBS's James Clayson went to see this environmental oddity for tonight's Eye on America.
It's about 15 below right now.
Here in icy Minnesota.
But with wind chill, it's over 30 below zero.
A bone-chilling deep freeze is paradise.
This is what it's about right here.
The ice on these lakes is so thick you can drive a truck over it, which is exactly what 19-year-old Nick Sweeney did one night a few weeks ago.
This is where you drove out that night?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the thrill ride he expected.
You could hear the cracking and the crunching.
An ice hole in the middle of Lake Minnetonka had swallowed his pickup.
So it started sinking very quickly.
It was kind of like something from the sinking of the Titanic.
These lakes were generally frozen solid earlier this winter, but then mysteriously, despite the freezing temperatures, large areas of the lake started melting, creating huge holes in the ice.
Everybody wants to know what caused it, and we don't have no idea.
Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes,
I just think it might be volcanic action,
has spawned 10,000 theories.
Some alien activity out there.
The greenhouse effect.
You mess with Mother Nature, and Mother Nature fights back.
It's happening all over the state. At North Long Lake, a gaping black hole nearly a half-mile long opened up. The lakes further south have open water too. Scientist Tim Smalley has been studying the mystery beneath the mist.
So this is really unusual.
It's incredibly unusual. People that are 60, 70, 80 years old don't remember a situation like this ever in the state.
Hoping for answers, divers searched for clues, looking for unusual currents, even seismic activity, but they didn't find a thing. So ice holes are becoming part of Minnesota's folklore. The state that brought us Paul Bunyan now offers the mystery of the ice.
There's something wrong out there.
In the land of 10,000 lakes. Jane Clayson for Eye on America.
And that's part of our world. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Thank you for joining us tonight. We invite you to tune us in again tomorrow. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com. AOL keyword CBS News. What's being done to control his behavior? The story tomorrow. Experience CBS News.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6. On assignment with the 101st.
Good evening, everyone. Soldiers from Fort Campbell are arriving in the Kuwaiti desert.
The first units of the 3rd Brigade of the 101st Airborne Division have settled in. One of the biggest threats our troops face in the Persian Gulf is the fear Saddam Hussein will use chemical or biological agents as weapons. News Channel 5's Dana Kay is on assignment with the 101st somewhere in Kuwait.